Let's see if I could get to, in the time we have remaining, the this blurb about the coming of the Moshiach that he has here. We translated the last time. Not sure what it all of what it means. So we're on page Kaf Zion, where it says the Inyan of Tisha B'Av, Bir Masha Nagu Lahakel Ba'avelos, B'Tisha B'Av Le'esa Mincha. So this is a part that he wants to get into, so we'll read it in the Tiv down below. He says, Masha Nagu B'Yom Tisha B'Av B'Mincha Lomer Pesukim Shal Nahama Nachamos. V'gam L'kum V'Lishvos Al Abs. That we get up, Absalim Lamala, so that we sit on benches then, or sit more comfortably. V'Ada Rabba Nirach B'Bin the Talmud Babli. Ki Le'es Erev Hitzitzu Eish B'Hechel B'Yom Tisha B'Av. This is when the fire really got started. V'Nisrab Be'ez Mincha. So therefore, at that time, we're more particular than in the morning. So he says, "Mincha kusha b'teisha b'av machatzos yom ve'eda makilech b'kama min minhag yeravelos v'gon shekavar yoshvim al asapsol, that you're already sitting on a bench gedarchom v'chein omrim pesuki nechama," and he starts saying this pesuki nechama. The also the pesukim she'oin recha b'tefillas nachem, that particular phrase. But it's something to wonder about. The other Rabbi Mechatzas a Yom B'Ve'elach B'Chol Yilon of the Harbos Yosef B'Velos. Shekain demands Sreifas Beis Hamikdash Chosa B'Tesha B'Av, that the time of the burning of the Beis Hamikdash was on Tesha B'Av. So Mechatzas a Yom B'Ve'elach Moshe Amar Chazal to Shihi Samuch of the Chashecha Hitzitzu Bo, and to Shi, I guess the ninth and onward of Samach the Chashecha, near dark. Hatzitza B'Chabechasaor really started burning. V'hoyach Doilech V'holech Kol Yom Kulishen Emo Oilano Ki Panach Yom Ki Yinatat Slale. Erev, this phrase that the shadows of evening started to fall. Avach the Indian Yuva B'Masha Darsha B'Gemora Al Pasuk Mizbor La'asif Elokim Bo Gorban Abenachal V'Secho, where we had that phrase. So then they ask Akasha with the Vehikshu Mizmor. He says that it says you're saying a psalm. Vakina Miboyle. This is where you should really be saying a lamentation. So this is the story over there. They were murdering us, slaughtering us. And there would be nothing left of us. We'd be completely destroyed. So he said, but when the fire really started going towards evening, Shehuzaman and Mincha, Az Amra Mizmor, then we say this Mizmor, the Samkuch Simcha Gedoyde V'Kibla Nechama. How was that? Ki Mchaz V'Sholem L'Hoya HAKODESH Baruch Hu Mashlech HaMasach Al HaEitzim V'Al Avonim. If he wouldn't have done that, and started attacking them, Lo Choysa Tekunu L'Snor Yisrael, there would be no possibility. There would be Lo Choysa Tekuma L'Sona Yisrael. Gomosha Amar Razal Al Pasuk Kala Hashem as Chamaso, that he made an end to his anger. V'Yatsa Eish B'Tzion, and the fire went out into Zion. The Nimsaki Le'es Minchas Erev, so that time Shehitzitza Eish Behechel, it really spread into the whole Beis Hamikdash. Az Amra Yisrael Mizmor B'Kibla B'Nechama Al Tzarasim, and we got some comfort from our pain. So therefore this is really the right minhag. So he explains here now, Abir B'Zecha B'Ku Al Pi Masha Hikshur Razal Al Pasuk Mizmor L'Asaf. He said the Havech Abelecha the Mei Makina, you should have said in lamentation. V'Tzirtzo, and he says instead, that the fact that the fire started, that really was burning everywhere, this was some comfort. So he said, because Hashem sent his anger on physical things on stone and wood and stone. And he didn't make an end to the Jews who could have been destroyed in all of this too. So there they said a prayer, a psalm. So now this really solves that. Because this was actually what happened at the time of the destruction. That specifically at that time, now he writes, there's another reason given by the ARI. He says, what? Because of Tisha B'Av noted the Moshiach and Nikra Menachem. Kenizke v'medras Eicha Rabba. Od Tam Lin Hog B'Nechama Be'ez Tefilas Mincha. So there's also another reason why we do this. He's just paraphrasing. Hu Lefi Shebe'ez Hazos Noted the Moshiach. Kede'ez B'Medrash. So we're going to see this in a minute. V'al Zecha B'Anim Marim Nechama. So we're able to see some comfort from that. Shemekav B'Ana B'Chalagaula Chasido. Okay, so that's that idea, and we're going to get a chance here to see the Medrash. Let's see if we have a couple minutes still. Oh, we have time. So let's see what it says. Number Aleph on page Kaf Zion at the bottom in the Shefa Kavanos. He writes like this, I try to translate as best I can. The Inyan Tisha B'Av, the Katnu, he says, we've gathered together, Kan Kama Min Yonika Tisha B'Av, a bunch of little different things here. The Sefer Pritzat Chaim, took that together. Kasav Arid Samachzal. Sipperli, and this is what he says, Sipperli Achacham Arid Kohen Nero. He says, Mishem Harav Zal, the Harcho, that is the Chaim Vital, Reb Chaim Vital, that we didn't have a situation where there were the Chachmei Osa the Rabenichim Osa Cholomer B'Teshabav Osa Rabakina Shekasufa, which was written Eicha Chashka Or Chalavana. How is it possible that the light of the moon has gone dark? Shabbat so because in this the Torah Hayesh Motzi Laora. So this is a little bit. This is missing a little bit here. Shabbat Soda Torah, that the secret of the Torah, Yesh Motzi Laora, who was the one who was able to bring it out into light. Who is that? Asher Bador Yagin Bishvilo is a person who was able to come forth because the generation, and I guess they're meaning in Sfat, or generally speaking, what a difficult time. I think that I saw yesterday that the ARI was born like in 1524. I think that was the date, but I could be wrong. And this is like how many years after the expulsion from Spain. So everybody spoke Ladino rather. And at any rate, it's not long after that. So Bishvilo, so they protected him, that generation of such tremendous people that gathered in the same place. Calls the man Eicha Rabba Tzfas. That's in the whole time that he was in Tzfas, he had a tremendous following. Ki Oz Choya B'Doru Shachal Rab Zolcho, because at that time there was a tremendous tzaddikim were around. Shechoya Yodecha B'Sodas HaTorah, who knew Sodas HaTorah, V'Hoya Roy Shachador Magim Alom. Od Sham. So there's also a little bit more there. He says Shemati b'demasach sheshaloch the harchul zal. So they asked the Reb Chaim Vital. He says, Lama oimrech b'birchas halavana b'motzei Tisha B'Av. What's the reason why we say we run right away and we want to say birchas halavana after Tisha B'Av? And he brought this answer. He said, the basach of the Levana of the Yisrael is to announce to the moon and to the Jewish people that the fact that everything that was most important to us was destroyed and we were sent into exile. But we're going to be renewed again. come back around the same, another cycle, where the cycle will come back and we will be renewed. So this is a tremendous amount of the announcement then. That's another thing. So we don't say that bracha then. So nobody should put on that sarki. He has to do, I guess, with shoes. I'm not sure. Furthermore, it writes over there, so those 6 months represent the Zer Anpin, and they're his vok as he is growing, I guess, in this way. V'heim sod shana, which is also the secret of the word shana. Now that sounds like something that would go with Sefer Yetzirah or something like that, but I don't know what to do with exactly with the shana. V'adar hu ha-yisod. Then at the end of that, you would see that Adar is going to be yisod. It's going to be right before you get to the new beginning, I guess. V'acher kach heim chodshei ha-malchus. Then after that, those 6 months, you get down to yisod, you're going to get the months of malchus. And what are they? They're the vok, the 6 months that come from Nisan ad Tishrei. Nifsiki chodesh av hu hod shelo. So if you count down, and you'll see that right before the sixth sphere of Malchus is going to be August. It's going to be Elul. So he said, "V'nimski chodesh av hu hod shelo." So right before that is going to be hod. It's the left leg. V'chein sham necherev habayis. So once again, it's interesting. Rabbi Shimon is the hod shabahod. Over here is hod is the day that the bias is destroyed. So, which is the left leg, and that is the line of din. Besod kol yom dova, which is the secret of that phrase. The whole yom is dova, which I guess is lashon of death in some way. And he says the word dova is the word hod. Besod hodi nehafach alai lemashchis, that my glory, I guess, was turned on me to be a destruction. So there it says in the Zishakala Eicha Rabba that anybody that eats on Tisha B'Av, Ki'ila Eichel Gida Nosha. What's a Gida Nosha have to do with this? Nirmaz as al pi al K lo Ya'achel, but you saw this as Gida Nosha. So he says that the Rosh Tevos come out to be Tisha B'Av. I looked at it, I didn't have a lot of time. I couldn't find the Rosh Tevos he was talking about. But Ein Sham B'Rai Mehemna, there's a whole thing there. V'loki halo yadati, ki hayarak shetzoleah Yaakov, what is the leg that actually caused Yaakov to limp? It's his left leg. Hu ahod is the left leg. So then it says v'samchul simcha gedoyda v'kibdach on the chambas achideshu. So this is a whole new idea. The Gemara lo nizka shesamchul simcha gedola, because over there, where was the simcha gedola? Let's say that was on number bet. It was Oz, Amro, Mizmor. So there was a joy when they saw the fire break out. Simcha gedola. V'kan kosher samchul bezeh v'kiblu nechama. Now we're going to come over here to this place. It's very difficult. We learned it before, went through it before. Some of it, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to mean, but let's hear what it is. I read a lot of commentaries, but they were kind of just a little rambling. Some people thought that this is really a story about an anti-Christian story, because of what's taking place at the time of the announcement of the birth of the Moshiach. So he says, "Kaniska b'medrash Eicha Rabba." The Lashon the Midrash Shlam. So now we have to translate this. Uvda hava b'chad barnash the hava kam radi. So there's a story over there about a certain man who was plowing. Gaz chad torses. So one of his oxen made some very loud noise. Avarin levechad arvi. So an Arab came by. So that was one of the points that wanted to make. He's getting this news from an Arab. So he says, "And what are you?" The Arab says to him, "What are you?" So he said, "Well, I'm a Jew." So he's saying that up until this time, the person, people were saying that up until this time, he was just plowing, doing his physical work. He just, wasn't paying any attention. He says, let go of your ox, let go of your plow. Mama, why should I do that? The Beis Mikdash into the Yehudoi Chara, because the temple, your temple, has been destroyed. How do you know that? Min Gayasach the Serach. I know because of the sound that came out of your. I can interpret the sound of your ox. So it's interesting that the word here is coming from the ox. But before he left, the ox started making more noise. Also, so wait a minute, tie them up, bind up your plow and your ox, get ready to work again. The Isilid because has been born the Savior of the Jewish people. What's his name? So the man said, who? What? What's his name? His name is Menachem, is the comforter. And his father, what's the name of his comforter, son of who? He says his name is Cheskia. And so where do they live? So he says, in a town, in an Arab town, in the neighborhood of Beis Lechem Yehuda. So he sold the man then, after hearing this, he sold his ox. Zavin Pandai, he sold his plow. Now, I looked this up in Jastro, he says the word Levidim means felt garments. I'm not sure if that has special meaning. So he became a peddler, really. He went in one city, he went to another one. He went to the one country, went into another. He started traveling and looking, I guess. The Salmon, until he came to this particular place. That is that place that he mentioned. He says, Bebiras Arba B'Debeis Lechem Yehuda, that place. Asin called Kafra and the Mazimene. So when he brought this material in, the whole city turned out, and they want to buy from him. V'haki Idasi Ime the Haku Yunuka. So there was a certain mother who was the mother of a very small child. Lo Savanta Mine. She stood aside and she didn't buy anything from him. So now the meaning of this is beyond me. I would like to have a little help here. So why aren't you buying clothing for your children, for your child? He says, because fate has made a bad turn for my child. Now I don't know what this has to do with, he is fated for something bad to happen for my child. Why do you say that? Because of him, the holy temple was destroyed. So now he's in the right place. He's got the right kid. So, but we trust in the words of our master, of Amari Alma, the Al Ragloi Charav Al Ragloi Misbene, but that through him it was destroyed, true, but through him it will be rebuilt. So he said to her, go ahead and take some of this the clothing for your child. So go take it now, and then later on, when you have some money, I'll come and you can pay me then. So I'm not sure exactly what happened here. It was because he was assuming that she came. She didn't buy because she didn't have any money. So he gave it over to her, and she went on her way. So then after some time, this man said, so I'm going to go and find out with this child what's playing with him, what's going on. He came to her. So he said to that child, what's going on with you? So he said, so I guess he said, what is going on with the child? So Amris look the Kashya that he has a fate, which is going to be very bad. So I'm not sure what aflo, but it became dark. That will be everything will become darkened. That's what I think. It's a phalo. Al ragle through him because of him. Nachshe, that's his fate. The min ahi shata, because from the time that I guess I don't know that moment. Asin ruchim, so different kind of spiritual forces v'alulim to unune v'azlan. They asked for him, or they wanted him, and he went with them. He's gone. Amalo v'lo kach amris lach. Isn't that what I told you? The al ragloi charav v'al ragloi mas misbene. That through him is going to be destroyed. Through him it will be rebuilt. Amarav Avan, so that's the end of that story, exactly what that was about, some of the details of it. I couldn't find any more information on it. Amarav Avan, Lamali Lil Modmin, our boy says, well, why should we be learning all of these things from Arabs? Isn't there a lot of pasukim about it? We have plenty of pasukim. That the Lavonim, I guess he means really the whole ability in power or will fall. Because of Basra, and then it says after they had that V'yatza Heter Megeza Yishai. So there's I think like a strand or a limb or something like that. A root will come out from the body of Yishai. The netzer mishash of Yifrak, and so the netzer mishash of Yifrak, and it would bloom after that. Ad kan lashono midrash. So that's that. Exactly what it means, and maybe we'll be zecher to find out another time. Thanks for learning today. Kol tov.